Today we're going to be making 3D forms, three-dimensionals. That's what stands up. Let's say I want to make a cone. Maybe you want to make like an ice cream cone, or maybe you want to turn it this way and make it into a Christmas tree. You're going to take a piece of paper. You could freehand draw a half circle, or you can use this protractor. I'm going to line it up with the edge of the paper. I'm going to take my pencil and trace around it. And then I would cut it out. And after I cut it out, I'm going to take the flat edge, the straight edge, pointing up to the ceiling, and I'm going to bring these two pointy ends down as though it's just like wrapping, like it's a coat or a cloak maybe going around somebody, covering them up and making them warm. And then you would take tape. I'm sorry about the pink high-heeled shoes, but it was the tape that I was able to get cheaply so that everyone has tape for their table. And just use one piece of tape and tape it. We're not going to waste tape. We're not using long pieces of it. If you need two pieces for the top and the bottom, that's fine, but they should be just little pieces, short pieces, not much longer than your finger. And you're going to tape it. It's okay if there's a little hole at the top. If you want to decorate it, or I'll have glue sticks, if you want to glue some things on, you can do that too to do some decorations. What I did for the cone was I made the ice cream cone, and then I took strips of paper, and what I did is I made a half of a sphere to make it look like the top of an ice cream cone. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make like a little, like a piece of whipped cream to go on top. And I'm just taking a strip of paper, and all I'm doing, and you can just experiment, just try different ways of making things. It might not look right the first time, and that is totally okay. So I'm just taking a little strip of paper, I'm just kind of squishing it around, and then I could tape it on top, or if I wanted a cherry on top. Now another thing that you can do is if you want it to hang from somewhere, you can take a hole punch. Now in this case, I would suggest going through more than one piece of paper here. Punch a hole, and you can use a little bit of string. Please note, we're not making necklaces, we're not making bracelets. You should not be wearing anything when you leave the room or anytime in art class. That is for when you go home. When you cut your yarn, again, we're not wasting it. We have a limited amount. It should be about as long, probably about as long as your hand, maybe a little bit extra, but not that long. And then what I can do is I can just string it through and tie it. So I put one end through, and I want you to use perseverance on this. So if you can't get it the first time, please just keep trying. See, I'm not getting mine through the first time. Uh-oh, I'm having a problem. What can I do? I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I bet I can use a pencil to help push it through. And notice this time I decided to go through the top instead of the bottom. There's many ways to do things, and I want you to try different ways before you ask for help. Try 3 different ways. Think, what can I use to help me? So problem solving and perseverance. And if you want a knot on the inside, I'm just going to put the knot there, and then I can hang it. So that would be a cone and part of a sphere. Let's say I want to make a cylinder. A cylinder is just a piece of rectangle paper that I'm going to roll up and then tape. A little bit of tape, top and the bottom. I'm not going to roll it up tight because it's going to fall over. It needs to be at least probably as wide as about a toilet paper roll or wider. So you don't need to roll it up a whole bunch of times, just tape. And then, again, you can use a glue stick or tape, and I added on some things to Santa. I made a cone, and I made the little ball on top, just like I did for the ice cream, and now I can put this on top. And I could tape it together. I could put yarn through the top of this, too, if I wanted to. So I have a cylinder and a cone put together. I have a cone and a sphere. And now let's say I want to make a cube. If I want to make a cube, I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I need to have 3 sections going across and 4 going up and down. The easiest way I found to do this is to fold it in half one way, fold it again. How many sections is that going to make? Think about it. How many will I have? When I open it up, I should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go this way, but I don't need all 4. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can take my pencil and I can trace. And it's going to be kind of like a letter T. And so this might be more of a rectangular prism than a cube because I can tell my squares aren't They're not squares, they're more like rectangles. That's okay. And then you cut around it. So again, 4 going up and down, 3 going across, and then we're going to fold it to make a cube or rectangular prism. You can use this to make, if you want to do like a present or anything with a box, a cube shape. And then when I fold it, you might have to reverse some of your folds, and then you're going to tape it. If you want to leave one end open, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to do that here so you can see the final product. When I tape it, I'm going to put half the tape on here. Then I move it over, and then I'm going to bend it and put the other half of tape right here. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. When I'm taping 2 sides together, I put half the tape on one side, bend it over, put half the tape on the other side. I probably would want to tape these sides too. Those are kind of getting kind of squished. And then I have my box.